Welcome to today's episode of Conversations with Karen and Kat. I'm Karen Scott Green,
And I'm Kat Hardrick.
and we have the pleasure of being joined today by Rashad Patterson.
Woo-hoo. What's up,
Welcome, Brother
Rashad?
Patterson. So Rashad is a native of Southwest Atlanta, and I heard it as soon as he spoke. And I have a thing for Southwest Atlanta accent. Not just I think it's authentic in the same way that like a New Orleans accent is authentic.
Yes,
And
yes.
so I am a lover of dialects, particularly Black American dialects, like
Mm-hmm.
the Gullah Geechee corridor going from Florida up through the Carolinas. Like
Mm-hmm.
I love hearing uh, African American dialects
Mm-hmm.
that are because they're genuinely ours, right? They want to say
Correct.
we have no culture, that Black Americans have no culture, but we have a
But we
lot.
do.
We have our own culture.
We
Anyway,
got a lot of
let me
culture
finish telling
going
you
on.
about this brother. He's a
Tell us.
graduate of Georgia State University. He's making waves in the literary world as a children's book author. He has a bachelor's degree in sociology and a lifelong passion for storytelling. Patterson is using his unique voice to inspire, educate, and uplift the next generation. You you all right with me?
I know, right?
He's-
We love all things kids.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Rashad's background in sociology has influenced his writing, allowing him to explore themes of community, resilience, and the importance of representation. Thank you for joining us, Rashad.
Yes.
I have to tell you that uh, we love children's book authors on this show. We love anyone working with children, doing anything with children that are inspiring them,
Mm-hmm.
um, because they are our future, right?
Right.
Amen.
So I have to ask you this. So you grew up in Southwest Atlanta, which we've already talked about. How did your childhood experiences shape your worldview and how you approach writing for children?
So it shaped it a lot. So when I first started writing, I was trying to depict on like my childhood.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As I started my career and I started going to different schools because when I first started writing, I was basically going to like APS schools at schools
Okay.
in
That's
Southwest.
Atlanta Public Schools.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
We like to break down acronyms on this show.
and so my writing was just kind of narrow. I ain't gonna say narrow. It was just what I experienced and what I knew.
It
But
was your worldview.
in my world,
Right.
so when I started stepping outside of Southwest Atlanta and start actually teaching other kids, because I was a STEM instructor and then I did a little substitute teaching.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Thank you.
oh yeah, nah, no problem. So
You
that
know, pouring into our children. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so that kind of made me have a diverse perspective. But I also
Hmm.
wanted to incorporate, like you said, African American culture in every book, but I had to be strategic on how I put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
So like let me see, like for example, this book right here is called Santiago, Waylon and Legend. So
Mm-hmm.
I
I
work
see because I'm looking at
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Uh-huh.
looking at your bibliography, not bibliography, but I'm looking at your books, and
Mm-hmm.
you've authored how many books?
I think about 10. I stopped counting. So, but
Really? Oh,
about
because you it's just like that. Okay.
It's just like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, look.
yeah.
So tell us about Santiago, Whalen, and Legend.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
so this book I was working on at Auburn Avenue. So Auburn Avenue
Mm.
has a rich history.
Yes.
Back around the civil rights movement, it was one of the richest black streets in America. But so when I was teaching at the school, I noticed that the area was changing, and most of the school was 60% white, and then the other was you know about 40% black. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to show how gentrification has affected this area, and I wanted to connect it with the past, but I didn't want to shine a negative light on gentrification.
Hmm.
Right.
and I was just showing how the kids are coming together through STEM. So you got Santiago, Waylon, and then you got Legend. So they all was my student.
Ah. And,
Wow.
and for those who are listening to the podcast, what I have up on the screen and what Rashad is holding is a picture of is a copy of his book, and I am on the Amazon page for the author Rashad Patterson, and it's showing the cover of the book. Santiago, Waylon, and Legend, and they are a multiracial group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
One being one being Hispanic,
Hispanic,
uh,
African.
African American, and the other one being Caucasian.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about these three friends. What type of adventures do they get into?
Okay, so like I said, the book take place in Auburn Avenue.
Mhm.
So they come where they Waylon and Santiago, they moved from Boston and
Okay.
to this neighborhood, and they uh run across Legend. Legend, he's from the neighborhood. Well, his parents and his family had been living there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They were fortunate enough to own their house.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah. So being it they uh they actually come together flying drones, which is a part of STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. So
Mhm.
they incorporate AI and do a project in the neighborhood with flying the drones, and they show it to the school. So
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Brilliant young men. I know
Yes,
that's right.
absolutely.
I
Okay.
love how you have depicted young people in a light of technology, math, science, and not just some children uh,
Playing sports.
getting in trouble
Yeah.
or correct or being athletic. You know, I have a child who's very tall, and the first thing people say is, "Oh, do you play basketball?" And they fall back when he's like, "No, I'm into astrophysics," and then they don't know what to say at that point, and it's unfortunate. But I love that you are giving the world the true images of our people, of all young people, because it is a rainbow of young people that you have in the book. I also know one of the books that made me not you have great books, but the one that you were talking about, Atlanta. Can you talk about that book a little bit? That I think you take us back to, was it, is it the 1800s? You take us back to Atlanta?
Mm.
oh, you talking about the this one, the one I just put out, the
Yeah.
oh,
Yes. Last stop. There
the
you go.
last stop. So okay, so a lot of people view about Atlanta is rap music and hip hop.
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
Atlanta has even though that is a small, that is a culture of Atlanta that has very impactful. That is, but it has a culture that dates back all the way to the Civil War, and then after the Civil War, a lot of these neighborhoods have a strong history dating back to the Civil Rights movement.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Before Atlanta, it was called Terminus,
Terminus.
and then after
Hmm.
that, it was called Martinsville, and then that's how Atlanta became its name. So I was just trying to show a book from railroad to skyscraper. So it basically the last stop in Terminus was Atlanta was the last stop on the railroad. So that's how it
Hmm.
originally was created. And then
Hmm.
this is my logo right here. So the
That's
dog.
the dog.
The
Yeah.
dog is your logo. Uh-huh.
And then well, the reason I did most of my books all of them got real people. I just wanted to bring this character
Aw.
because I do got cartoons. I don't know if y'all. I got cartoons online. Well, I'll tell you about that later.
No, go on
Is
and
that
tell it.
no? Is that on the website?
Yeah, go to the website.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube. Click on the YouTube link. Right.
All
Hmm.
right. So
Yeah, so for people who are listening, we're jumping over here to his YouTube channel so
yes.
you can check all of that. But you can go to RashadPatterson.com and you definitely can find out how to get in contact with him, RashadPatterson.com. And Karen's pulling that up on our digital. But you look at
Yeah.
this website, and while he's talking about our culture, when you go to the website, you just see so many young people, and my hat goes off to you, brother. I mean, you was even doing it during COVID. I see you got your mask on. You wasn't letting COVID stop you, huh?
Nah, and that's kind of what birthed me. This book right here. That's what I put out in North Kirk. cover is called "Slow Money is Better Than No Money," which I think is very
I
vital.
saw that. I was going to ask you about that. Okay, so for
Oh,
those who are
click
watching,
before you do that. Click on.
yes.
I want. Don't play him. He just reviewing
Okay.
this book,
All
but
right.
I want you just can see the cut. Go on Rashad Patterson, right, yeah, right there, and then you hit
It's the
video.
kids' favorite children book author, Rashad Patterson.
Oh, I want to see that.
www.rashadpatterson.com, man. Support the movement. Colors, 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 colors. Red and blue. It make purple, purple, purple. Colors, 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 colors. Blue and yellow. It make green. It make green. It
I
make
love
green.
this. This is STEM. Like
Colors,
you're
colors,
telling them about the
colors,
primary
colors,
colors and
colors,
how to make other colors.
colors, colors, colors. Red and blue. It make purple, purple, purple. Red like a stop sign, yellow like a
All
school.
right. I'm gonna go
Pause
back
it. I
to
know that's gonna be in my head. Red
yeah,
and blue.
But
right.
it's the
And
first thing
then
I
Red
did
to
was
make
make
pick up the
purple.
book,
purple.
and I gotta say, man, it's just one of those
Right.
books that if you
Okay, go
know, you
ahead.
know. And I grew up in a neighborhood where
That's
you know
awesome.
you had the temptations of doing something, anything.
All right. So
Yes. Now, what, as an author, what is your creative juice?
All right, so me just writing stories because it's funny you said I wanted to think about like what got me even because it had to be planted. So my fourth grade teacher, she used to have
Mhm.
us writing just stories. So I took an interest of writing literature. That's as far as I could think back. But
Mhm.
I
what's
never
that
did
teacher's
that.
name? Do you
Miss
remember
yeah, Miss Reynolds, Payne Forest Elementary School on Martin Luther King, Payne Road, right there.
shout out to
I
Miss
don't know that.
Reynolds?
Yeah,
Shout out.
yeah. So she started right there. Then I had moved to the south side and I went to College Park and then
Mhm.
one of my friends, he started doing music and then so that's I started doing music. But the music I was doing, I knew it wasn't what I wanted to put out. And then
Okay.
at the
Mm.
time my mom was living, so she wasn't happy about the music. So I'm glad I never didn't get too far with that. So
Yeah.
Yes.
It didn't uplift.
it didn't uplift.
And
Okay.
it wasn't the reflection of what God had in store for you. So you were convicted, it sounded like. And then have a mama around, you was like, yeah, I can't disrespect my mom like that.
Right,
That's powerful.
right. So
Or disrespect how the values that she instilled in you.
right. I couldn't disrespect the
Exactly.
bad shit still.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when she died, I kind of stopped doing music for a
I'm
minute.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, oh no problem. When she died, I stopped doing music for a minute, and then went to Georgia State, and uh, so that's how I even got to writing children book.
Hmm.
So I was working a job, and I was going to Georgia State, and like you said, Southwest Atlanta has a rich black culture. So
Hmm.
unfortunately, you're not exposed to other races,
Hmm.
unless
Right.
you're going working or something, unless you get.
Yeah.
So I had a job in Marietta, and I had ran across the incident of some racist little white boys, and
Hmm.
Hmm.
it kind of threw me back. I was like, "How they talking like this?" And then
Right.
his daddy hit him was like, "Hey, bro, this ain't the time and the place." So I'm like, "What's the time?" I'm like, "Oh, they
Right.
can talk this at the table." So,
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
Don't say that out in public.
right.
yeah.
Use your indoor voice.
And
Right?
he had to be no older than 10. So I'm like, he can't be
Wow.
talking like this. So I was like, oh, they being taught this at the
That's
same
learned behavior.
learn behavior, yeah. And so I just so happened to change my major to sociology, and I started taking a lot of African American studies classes, and sociology, social change, social problem, and then the light bulb was like, man, hey man, you might. I had wanted to change uh that kid's view.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. And so that inspired you to pursue sociology to try to figure out what makes this child
think
what poured into this child to make those words come out.
right. That made me pursue sociology and
Mm,
write children book.
Mhm.
My first book is called Race, Same Country, Different Life Chances.
Mm.
It's a
mm.
discussion.
Different life chances.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's on.
Mm.
It's on.
Explain that, Rashad. Because I got it, but I want you to explain it.
All right, race, same country, different life chances. So, all right, I'm gonna have to be real simple with it because it's a touchy subject, and it's dealing with kids. Um,
Okay.
so,
You can explain it to us on a grown up level.
yeah. So, I wanted a discussion based book where kids. I don't have no I don't have no opinion in the book, but
Hmm.
I want kids to sit and discuss about race, and how it affects
Mhm.
society. And I put a couple different instances that happen in the United States that showed them that unfortunately race matters. And then
Yeah.
on the cover, I have a different kids, and they basically running the race, and the white kid is winning the race. He runs across the finish line
Finish
first.
line.
Yeah.
Did they
Mhm.
have a head start?
Unfortunately, they do have a head start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
basically, it's like the
You
title
use them.
says, same country, different life chances. So I just basically letting, especially kids like us from the African diaspora, that it's a system designed for them to fail, but they can't overcome it. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Mm.
Correct too.
It sounds like this needs to be a book on everybody's shelf.
Right?
I feel like that is a book that needs to be on everyone's shelves. And it sounds like you've broken it down in a metaphor that most people can relate to with track race, running,
Right.
a track meet.
Right.
And then with somebody being in the lead, you know, and it just so happens to be that group of people. I think that's a very powerful book, and we need to start teaching young people as early as possible because, like you alluded to earlier, that young person at 10 years old, that is
New
something that
hate.
correct. So someone either taught it, or if they found it at a playground or someplace, they didn't correct it as the adult. The adult didn't correct the child to try to smother that
So
negative
that adult
behavior.
that was with that child that day he
Mm-hmm.
said that thing to Rashad
Mm-hmm.
said, "This is not the time." That adult was very aware that that
Correct.
10-year-old knew
Mm-hmm.
those things.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That
I'm
adult
definitely
was complicit.
correct.
Right.
And a part of the problem.
Yes.
Actually,
Yeah.
definitely a part of the problem. It wasn't, no, you don't say that. Cut that out. Where you learn that from? None of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's terrible. I will say I applaud you on finding your purpose. And that's what I try to encourage people when we mentor our young mentees. If you, and how I even raise my children, if you see a problem that you would like to solve, you would always have purpose in life. And
Yes.
sometimes we navigate this space because we're just like zombies or just plugged into the matrix. You really don't have a purpose. But if you find what your purpose is, what God placed you on this earth to do, then you would be thriving. You would really have a higher quality of life. And I find that when you find your purpose, it's rooted in service.
Absolutely.
It's rooted in service.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Patterson, I want to thank you. And then, hey, fellow alumni, I graduated from Georgia State too, the original GSU, not to be confused with the other
Mm.
GSU. Look, I'm such a hater, you know. But yeah, that's pretty cool. You got your degree there. So what's on the horizon for you? You have so many books, you got all this great stuff. What's up
10
next?
books.
Well, I got my back to school giveaway. Gonna be 2 weeks.
Well, shout out the dates. Give us the
Yeah. Do
details.
you
Let's
have a
put it out.
flyer? Where is it at? Is it on your website?
Nah, it's not on. It's on my Instagram, but I can send it. Let me see.
Okay,
Yeah,
send it to us
send
so
it
that we
to
can
us so we
repost
can
it.
absolutely, and we can
Yeah.
highlight. So tell us about it right now. It's in 2 weeks. What's the date, time, location?
Back to school is gonna be Pain the Wellness Center on Cascade Road.
All right.
At 11 a.m. It's gonna be July 27th. This is my fifth annual back to school giveaway. I'm gonna have a positive rapper. Y'all probably familiar with him, Marty Marr. He be on 75. He be all right.
Mm.
Uh, with the bubble van. Y'all,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Okay.
talking about? He has like a
I don't.
well, he's gonna be there. He's like a
Yeah.
Okay.
positive rapper from here. He be from here to Douglasville. He be on the highway. So I'm gonna have him
Okay.
there. We're gonna have free food. Plan to give out about 250 book bags. And
Ah,
we have a bounce house and uh
Fifth year. Yeah,
yeah.
that's amazing. Listen, so I'm gonna have to see if I can put it in the comment because we be in these streets. So I might have to roll up and do a live when I see you out there. I'm gonna have to see what I can do on the calendar to come on out and check you out. How can people donate and volunteer
Yes,
to
that
help
part.
support that event?
okay. They can contact me through the website or hit me on the email, or they
And
can
what is it? Tell everybody what it is.
my website is www.rashadpatterson.com, and my Instagram is Rashad underscore Patterson underscore, and my email is Rashad Patterson 54 at gmail.com.
Perfect.
Or you
So
can
they can.
just show up, and say, hey man, I can show up
But
by.
it would be nice. But it would be nice if you donated too.
Well, it would be nice to be doing it for
Facts.
free. I've been doing it a lot myself for the last couple years.
Facts.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
bro, we
All right.
totally
So
get it.
that's RashadPatterson.com for the web address.
Yeah.
And the email is RashadPatterson54 at Gmail. And give me the ID again, brother.
It's Rashad underscore Patterson underscore.
And that Rashad is RASHAD family for those
Yes.
who are listening. RASHAD.
And
Yep.
again, that is his IG. You can add him at Rashad underscore Patterson underscore at the end.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
All
right, right.
right.
Yep.
It's gonna be a good event.
Yeah.
I had a whole South Fulton. They gonna be out there. So
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to come on out.
yeah,
I
yeah.
used to I used to go to Hillside Chapel and Truth Center off of Cascade Road. You familiar with that?
Yeah, yeah. We used to play them in basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, look at
Uh,
you. We
Yeah.
had to smoke you a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
Now they had a good team though. Hillside.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Rashad, let me ask you, are your books available any place else besides on Amazon? Do you self-publish or is this with a publisher?
Yeah, I'm all self-published. I didn't want to be refined on what I can write. I want to do
Gotcha.
Man.
research. I know that sometimes these uh publishers,
Organizations they try to tie your tongue.
yeah,
So
they,
do you and I asked that because my son and I also self-published books. And do you get your publisher's copies and then sell them at events?
yeah, I sell them at events.
Okay.
Or like recently, Clayton County, they just purchased 100 books. So
Nice.
a lot of schools.
Yes.
So let me speak on that. So when I first started,
Yes.
Speak on it.
as a self-publisher, we be writing off of passion, and
Yeah.
Right.
um once my income dried up from what I was doing, I had to realize like I got to make some money off of this.
Like this is a
Mhm.
business.
Right.
I never looked. I was just happy it was a trophy.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, Somebody paid me to speak, and I was like, "Oh, this is one way to make some money," And then
Facts.
I said, "She just gave me this," And then somebody else,
Right.
how much you want to charge? So I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." So I get paid to speak, and then after that, she wanted to purchase some books for her summer reading, and so that's kind of a way I've been
Wow.
generating revenue, and then
Praise
like you
God.
said, whenever I go to different book events, I sell them, because
Okay.
that's initially what I was doing. I was like, I go to events, I sell them.
And then sell your
Mhm.
books.
But once I realized that schools buy them in bulk, I kind of I'm still going to events because I like to meet people. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Network and
work,
That's it.
doors.
so I
Amen.
love
Well,
that. So if
we
someone wanted to book you, I'm sorry, Kat. If someone
no
wanted to
go ahead.
book
That's it.
you
Hmm.
to speak, what's the best way to contact you? Should they email you?
Yeah, they should
At the,
send me an email, Rashad.
okay. And that's at the Rashad Patterson 54 at gmail.com. So this brother is available for speaking events. He writes about STEM. He has 10 books
And
that are
Yep.
available on Amazon.com. Or you can catch this brother in person
July.
at his own events, like um
Back to books.
his back to school event.
Hmm.
Um and purchase books directly from him because as a self-published author, when you purchase directly from him, he gets more of those proceeds. When you go to
Absolutely.
Amazon and get a book, I'm not knocking Amazon's hustle because, they make it
We
affordable
need
for
it.
us to be able
Yeah.
to,
Publish and
um,
put it out there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
you can boycott it for everything except but for getting Rashad's books.
Hey.
So yeah, so still get your books from Amazon, but if you can get them directly from the author and the publisher, do that. So catch him at speaking events, but also the 10 books. I just wanted to run down your titles.
Okay.
It's The Last Stop,
Last stop.
Evie and Bree Know How to Tie Their Shoes. Now, what age group is this targeted?
Evie and Bree know how to tie their shoe. So funny about that book. But I would say preschool to second grade because
Okay.
I realized that it's so the reason I wrote that book. I was substitute teacher, and I noticed the kids was in second grade and they ain't know how to tie their shoe. That,
Mm.
that was right after the pandemic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to show the
Mm-hmm.
kids how to tie their shoe, and the teacher like they don't know how to tie their shoe. And then I see that they'll try. Then after a while they don't care. They just walk around there. One kid fell and slipped, and
Mm.
and I took him to the nurse, and then after that I was working as a STEM instructor after school. So I substitute teach, and then I go
Hmm.
right up the street and do be a STEM instructor just to make some extra money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's two schools, they both on the same street, and unfortunately, the school that I was working at, where the kids didn't know how to tie their shoe, it wasn't as well off or affluent as the same
Okay.
because
Mm.
that side of the school was experiencing a massive impact on gentrification.
Mm.
Mm.
So my point was, I wanted to see what did them kids know how to tie their shoe.
Right.
Unfortunately, a lot of them knew how to tie their shoe. Their parents actually made sure that they kids knew how to. So
Right.
I, to make that to see that if I was correct, I asked them, and then kids want to show you that they know.
Yeah.
Miss Patterson, I know how to tie my shoe. I learned that.
Right.
So I was trying to figure out why these kids did not know how.
Didn't know how to tie the shoe.
And I was like, this is a vital lesson. I know it's kind of
Yeah.
minor, but this is the vital.
No, it
That's
is.
not minor. That's important.
Yeah,
That's
it
very
really is.
important. It's a life skill. That's something that we take.
Absolutely.
We try to minimize like it doesn't matter. No, they need to know how to do that. Just like writing in cursive at some point. How you gonna read the
Yes,
Constitution
right?
if you can't read and write in cursive, and then somebody can just tell you anything?
Right.
So yeah, it's very important what you do, man. It's very important, brother.
And then we have Runaway Girl, Ain't No Love in the Streets. All
Ah!
right, now what's that one about, sir?
Okay, yeah, runaway girl. I got that one. Runaway girl ain't no love in the street. So when I put that book out, some schools would let me in, some schools wouldn't.
Mm.
Oh,
But I had to accept it because of what I was writing about. So
okay.
Mhm.
social media has became more and more evolving with our young people. It's
Mm-hmm.
like part of their life. It's part of our life too. But unfortunately, it
Mhm.
wasn't around probably to when I just got out of high school. That's when probably the first Facebook came around. But I know I just wanted to bring awareness of sex trap and human
Human
trafficking
trafficking. Yes.
Mm.
and how it's predators roaming the internet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's basically a book that parents discuss with their kids. Like I said, some schools will let me come and speak on it, maybe for like the fifth or the fourth grade, but I was
Mhm.
met with a lot of resistance when it came.
Wow. And that's something, and considering as though Atlanta is one of the top cities
Hubs.
for sex
Hubs.
trafficking.
Hubs.
Yeah.
So
And
you don't know we volunteered. Listen, you all care, but I try to be quiet. This brother, you are socially connected. I'm so glad you got this degree. These are topics that not only we need to start in elementary school, but we need to go K through 12. I mean, and again, I'm mentor, and you see these young people, like your title says, you don't need to be in. What you're looking for is not in the streets, and a lot of
yes.
these young people are looking for it, and it is disheartening. I know that it exists, but it's disheartening when these educators or these administrators do not let you come into these schools
Because they want to keep their
and
head in the
bring
sand.
correct and bring this information that will help empower these young people and these families. We need to have wraparound services around these families because all of the parents just can't do it by themselves. There's so much social media and negativity that's getting to these kids, and this information that you're putting in these books definitely will resonate with these young people and give them at least that small aha, like, wait a minute, this is speaking to me. I don't need this. What are some other options instead of me running to the street? Because I do know, I can't say because it'll be confidential, but there are young people who are doing things on an adult level
Yes.
that we need you, your material, people like you to get into these schools. And I wonder what we can do, maybe offline later on, and maybe other people can chime in when they see this video to ask and request that this book gets in their school or
Yeah.
in their churches or wherever that the majority of these young people are, so they can be on young people book club reading list.
And I want to go through some of your other titles because I see your degree in sociology working,
In
brother.
his book. Oh no, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Slow
you know,
money. So another topic is another title is slow money is better than no money. And it shows two workers. One is mopping the floor and the other one is flipping burgers.
Yeah, yes. So, I think this book needs to be in every inner city and every urban
Oh,
community
wow.
because unfortunately, we got a lot of kids that look like us. They don't want to work a job.
Yeah.
We're
mhm,
presented with the opportunity to work a job. They
mhm,
rather do something else. And so, my first job was working at McDonald's, so that's why I got
Mhm.
flipping hamburgers. And I just
mhm,
want the kids to know it's okay to work a job.
Yeah.
Sometimes the that fast money, it come not sometimes the fast money it comes with
all time.
consequences. So
That's
Listen,
right.
you ain't never got to be looking over your shoulder
right,
when you doing
Mhm,
an honest day's work.
mhm,
and a lot of kids who sometimes come from a good family, they get sucked up in that lifestyle,
Caught up
and they don't know what they done got themselves into. They go down the road,
facts.
before it's too late.
or it's too late.
Mhm,
Before it's
mhm.
too late.
Yep.
Um, I was an assistant district attorney for a brief period in my career, very brief. But uh I remember this one case and it always sticks with me. A 16-year-old boy was getting up in the morning during the summer and holding up, like robbing these Hispanic men uh gunpoint. He found a gun and robbing
Mm,
them at gunpoint on their way as they would leave from the apartments to go the to the convenience store in the morning. They would go and get their coffee, whatever. He would catch them as they were walking. And he ended up with about 15 counts of armed robbery.
mm,
And he never shot the gun or anything. But I remember when he had his preliminary hearing, the look of sheer terror on his face when he heard all of the charges.
mhm,
And because his defense attorney was asking, well, can he go home on an ankle monitor? No, sir.
mm,
No,
mm,
sir.
mm.
This
This
is like he's
baby
only 16. Yeah, he was only
about to
16 when he
go.
was pulling a gun on
Mhm,
somebody. And those 15, 16 times. And there were other people that he allegedly had robbed, but because they were not documented, they were afraid to
mhm,
come forward.
mhm.
So
They
I
don't have
say
an
that to
understanding.
say here he was making these life altering decisions that each count by itself had a mandatory 10-year minimum
Mm, mm,
off the bat, and you got
mm.
15 charges.
Yeah.
So he's met, and his mother was at the hearing, and she was crying and everything, and she was a hard working woman, and he didn't have any reason to do it other than he just did.
Pressure and just
And
mhm.
so and it broke my heart for his mother because I could hear that she had poured into him,
Mhm.
and that's not who she raised him to be.
Mhm.
But here he's made this decision that's going to impact the rest of his life.
And by them being so young, they have no idea what they're doing. But this
Mm-mm.
speaks
You
to
don't even
why
know what you don't
books
know.
like, but this is why books like what you doing, Rashad, is so important. So young people can see this stuff. We, and a lot of times it's written um, outside of their comprehension level.
Yep.
So I love how you're doing this. We need to have more books for us, by us, with images of us
The
and
representation.
our stories that we can truly relate to. Because you're absolutely right. I was just talking to, a particular family member and said, what you gonna do when you get out of high school? You wanna, or before you leave high school, you
Mhm.
wanna work at like the fast food restaurant. Child, I ain't working no fast food restaurant. Now the fast food restaurant is walking distance. You can get you a job walking distance from where you stay, get you some money, walk back
That's
home, and they don't want to work at the fast food restaurant.
but
So
that's
to
slow
your
money.
point, correct.
That's slow
So
money.
I said, I guess you got to figure it out. But that your book is very important because
Yeah.
you want to give people an opportunity to see what those things are like.
So
Man, you got a
present.
whole list of books. What
Yeah.
else we
All
got
right.
on
So,
this
all right.
social
This,
list?
this is the last one. This is the last one I'm going to ask about. Present, but all the titles are awesome. Present but absent, and there's a cartoon, a drawing of an adult male. In one scene, he is playing a video game, and then on the second, he's laying on the couch, and the kids are standing with their backpacks, looking like they're either on their way to school or coming home from school. And this adult male is laying on the sofa,
Yes.
present but absent. Brother
So
Rashad.
present but absent. So a lot of times, it's different parenting styles, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the single parents they get a lot of light shined on them. So in this book, these the father and the mother are there, but it's present but absent. I wanted to show that
Mm.
in our community, this is a parenting style that people don't talk about. Meaning that the kids are going to school, they fixing their food, might even be fixing the parents' food. The
Mm.
dad,
Mm-hmm.
he works a lot, but he's there.
Yeah.
He's there. When he's there, he's tired or he's distracted doing other things,
Not engaging.
not engaging. The mom is there too, but she's not engaging either. So unfortunately, these in a lot of Title I school, this what goes on. The big brother,
Yeah.
he's
Because they're so
You
busy
know,
doing, and
I want to give my personal
go
testimony. So
ahead.
when you said that, like, brother, you just all up in. I think you got
That's
cats
that
in the back of
sociology
some of these
degree,
sayings.
sir.
Look, right? But I love it. I remember my son said to me, so we always did family dinner, and I've always been turn off all devices. We're going to be present. But like you said, two-parent household, everybody going to work. We in this traffic. You get home, you run doing dinner. Bam. My child said to me, I said, how's everybody doing? My child said, why? You not listening? Oh,
You were going
I was
through the
present.
routine of it.
What's
How
the
was your
what's the
day? Where'd you do?
name of the book?
present but absent.
Present but absent.
Present, but absent. I was physically there, but mentally I wasn't there. And my child called me out on it. Elementary school, my elementary, middle school, always been smart.
Because
And
kids
I,
know when they don't have your full attention.
yes, called me out on it. And then what did I have to do? I had to shift. I had to make sure I'm present. I had to make sure I mentally said, wait a minute. It's not their fault that I got to work 19 jobs and do all
Mm.
of this other stuff. They deserve a parent that is present and listening to them and see them and hear them. And I had to make that shift. So thank you for that book because I could speak to, like, you have already hit a couple of stories in my personal life. I know you hitting a bunch of folks. Like, I like being transparent, so I appreciate it. Yeah, that speaks to me.
But Rashad, thank you for these. All of these titles are. It's like something that I'd want to own and have in my own library for like the
Absolutely.
grandkids,
Yeah,
Hmm.
I wanted to
because
create
they're
from my
all relevant.
right.
And they come from the perspective of you are a social scientist. You studied
Hmm.
sociology. You are a social scientist, and that these are things that you have researched, and you are bringing that information and that knowledge and your life
I
experiences
was about to
into
say that.
these children books.
Real world experiences.
Hmm.
I want to make one note before we go, but I love how the brother every time you say a book, he like, oh yeah, let me show you this. Wait a minute, oh yeah, let me show you this. Look, you stay ready, so you ain't gotta.
Get ready.
I know, right?
So
I love it.
this may seem kind of obvious, but what impact do you hope your books have on children who might not often see themselves in literature?
Um, well, one, I want them to read. You know,
Mm,
I was a kid that didn't like reading, so
okay.
I understand that reading is important, it's very vital. You know, unfortunately, we got some kids that never learned how to read, and when they became adults, that I know personally, they can't read. They look in front of a job,
Mm,
they just mind blank. And so reading is very fundamental. You gotta foster a love for reading, or even if you don't foster love, you got to know how to do that.
mhm,
That's something that you need. And then second, to answer your question, I wanted books that resonate. I didn't want to have the same old children book, because life has drastically changed. You know, cell phones changed, the pandemic has just, life has changed, and
Mm-hmm.
kids are growing up faster, and information that they're being is being presented to them at
Disseminated.
a
Mm-hmm.
rapid rate. So I wanted something that resonate with them, and they want to make them want to read too. So
yeah.
Amen. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. People want to read and see themselves. You know, one question we always ask on our show, and mental health is really huge to us, and we want to help break the stigma. And one of the ways we do that is to help other people, allow other people to share their stories. And when you share your story, you allow other people to do the same. So share with us your mental health tool with all of this stuff that you're going through. What's your number one go-to to help you maintain your mental wellness?
so my first one is always God.
Amen.
Mm,
You know, so God number one. Two, and then exercise, and then one thing, like you said, I have a passion and a purpose that is aligned together, and not that it's about money, but it's allowing me to generate revenue.
mhm,
So I feel when I go to these schools, I got a full feeling inside.
Mm.
So like, I know you worked the job and you hated it. You don't feel right. Just
mhm.
bad energy is toxic. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my path. It's been discouraging, like you said, sometimes, but at the point I'm at now, it's been uphill. People, they
Praise God.
welcome me with open arms. One
Yeah.
author of color, a lot of these kids, they need somebody that look like them, that they
That
can
they can relate to.
relate to.
Yes.
Because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
the people that they bring into school, they can't relate to.
Mm,
You know, and that's one important thing.
I love that.
Amen.
And again, Rashad, thank you for joining us. I want to share again that you can reach author Rashad Patterson at rashadpatterson.com. You can also reach him via email at rashadpatterson54 at gmail.com. And follow this brother on IG at Rashad underscore Patterson underscore. Follow him. Go to his YouTube. His YouTube channel is at Rashad Patterson 1197. So follow him on all the platforms.
Yep.
Subscribe to his channel.
Buy his books.
Buy his books. Go to Amazon and get those
Yeah.
books. There's 10 of them. Take your choice or get all 10
Yeah.
of them.
Get all
Uh,
10. Hello.
get all 10.
Yeah. Make
Um,
sure y'all check out his event coming up in 2 weeks. Go to his website so you can learn more about that. So make sure you sign up, volunteer, and donate.
yes. Donate. What we say again? Donate.
Donate.
But Rashad, we want to thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Conversations with Karen and Kat.
Well, we are impacting the world one conversation at a time.